everyone, welcome back to TPR Talks. So, just a few days ago, I had an outing, and me and my dad spent an entire day at this cute bookshop cafe called Champaca bookstore in Bangalore. So, I happened to find this really small book written by late Japanese author Seicho Matsumoto called Suspicion, and it's a psychological thriller written in 1982, and it's a tiny book with just about 98 pages. And I quickly started reading it at the bookstore and finished it in one go. This book was simply mind blowing. The story centers around a woman with a very shady past who is accused of murdering her wealthy husband after their car goes straight off a cliff into the ocean, but she somehow manages to survive. It soon emerges that she had a very suspicious past and had only recently married her husband, who was a widower and 25 years her senior. It's really weird, I know. So this is a very unique crime story where I saw that the entire book was written not from the point of view of the police investigator or the victim or even the murderer, but instead it's written from the perspective of a journalist who runs a vicious media trial against the person against her, basically, and which includes digging up details like how she had taken about 300 billion yen life insurance for her husband just a few months before the accident. The journalist becomes so involved with the case that he somehow wants to get her convicted by any way he possibly can, and borders paranoia that she would probably get his family and himself killed if she's proven not guilty. When he starts thinking about this when he realizes she has connections with the Yakuza, which is basically a Japanese crime syndicate. So I saw that I just felt that this book kept you engrossed throughout without a single dull moment. And while all the circumstantial evidence clearly indicates that she is the murderer, the question is, will it be enough to convict her? And did she really commit the crime anyways? So, this entire book, since it's in the perspective of the journalist, also explores his emotions and his thoughts during this entire story. And the story itself has many twists and turns, especially when the lawyer willing to represent her falls ill and is struggling to continue when the lawyers in the area are convinced of her guilt, hence not taking up the case. So the entire narrative is how to get sufficient evidence to convict her. And at the end has such a mind blowing twist, and I would have never guessed it. So I would urge each one of you to not miss this book. It's an unputdownable book that try as much as you possibly can. Will end up finishing the book. Will end up finishing in at least 3 hours. So and even though I felt that even though this book was written more than 40 years ago, I still find it relevant in today's day and age when news companies are quick to run a media trial and decide who the killer is before it even comes to court. And yes, this entire book is before the case comes to court. So yeah, and then honestly, I think that even if you aren't a huge crime fan, that you would probably really enjoy this book, and it should be a masterclass to all journalists covering crime stories. So I would rate this a 4 out of 5 and would highly recommend. I can't recommend enough. And thank you everyone for watching this video today. See you next time on TVR Talks.